Good morning, dear students. Today we are starting with lesson 1 of grade 6th literature book. The name of the book is Weaver's Main Course Book, and the chapter's name is Out of the Frying Pan into the Fire. It's a very interesting chapter, students. So I request you to sit with a pencil and the book in your hands, and please try to understand it as I go through line by line. The title is Out of the Frying Pan into the Fire. It is a phrase, dear students. It means moving from a bad situation to one that is more bad or worse. The phrase is used to describe a situation where one tries to move from a bad situation or difficult situation to the even more bad or difficult situation. However, this movement is done only in the efforts of trying to escape. But it doesn't provide any escape, rather it is a movement from a bad situation to more bad situation. So this is something very problematic. So why this title is being provided to the story of the chapter? Let us try to understand it by reading it. Before starting with the chapter, I would like to introduce the main character of this story. There is a boy, Salvam. He is a student of 6th class, and he is sitting in the class. He is a very naughty boy, and what happens to him, like whatever he thinks about for creating disturbance in the class, his teacher understands it. And he hasn't even spoken the things to anyone. He hasn't told it to teacher. He hasn't told it to other classmates, to his classmates. Still teacher understands everything. So he is astonished. He is rather confused and puzzled. All the times he thinks that why is it happening? How come teacher knows everything, whatever goes in my mind? Is teacher a mind reader? Does teacher has any X-ray vision and she is scanning my mind? So that child is surprised throughout the story. So it's all about this. It's about that naughty boy. His name is Salvam. So let us start with the story. It is the zero period. In his class, he's sitting in his class. His name is Salvam. So teacher says, Salvam, you have had your turn. You will not say anything till everyone has had a turn. Do you understand that? Teacher says, Salvam, sit quietly. You got your turn. You had spoken. Now you can't speak anything till everyone finishes with their turn. Till everyone speaks, everyone get their turn. So, yes, miss. But Salvam says, okay, teacher. But when Salvam tries to say something, teacher says, Salvam, this is last warning. Sit quietly. Look through the window. Blibbering humdingers. Who says this? Salvam. In order to distract teacher, he speaks. Teacher, look through the window. Say, what is going on? This is blibbering humdingers. So what is this blibbering humdingers? Let us read. Then teacher says, Salvam, I am impressed by your knowledge of Harry Potter, but you are not Luna Lovegood. Sit, she said dryly. So when Salvam tries to disturb the teacher by speaking, that look through the window, teacher, see what is going on, it's blibbering humdingers. The teacher says, I am impressed from your knowledge of Harry Potter, but sit quietly as you are not like Luna Lovegood. So who is this Luna Lovegood and why teacher says so? Let us try to understand. It's written here, Luna Lovegood is a fictional character in Harry Potter series. Luna Lovegood is a character in the series of Harry Potter. In book 7th of the series, Luna Lovegood, the character, invents word blibbering humdingers to divert everyone's attention from Harry. So it is a character It is given in the book 7th of Harry Potter series. She is a lady. She invents the word blibbering humdingers to divert everybody's attention from Harry. So this word is specially invented by someone to divert other people's attention. Okay, why? So that Harry can slip away from there, to enable him to slip away. So that's why now you understood why teacher said so, as he is trying to divert the attention of the teacher by speaking blibbering humdingers. The teacher says, sit quietly and don't try to behave like Luna Lovegood, as you are not so. And she said it very dryly. Dryly means in an angry way. The teacher is quite angry. Looking chastened. Now he said quietly, as might be he has observed that he has been caught up by the teacher. His activities are well understood by teacher, and he cannot befool anyone. So he said quietly. He got chastened. Selvam sat down hurriedly. He shot an apologetic glance at Raghu, who was hiding behind the door, trying to sneak in. So now he looked toward another child, another boy of the class. His name is Raghu. He is trying to sneak in. He is trying to enter the class quietly without the attention of the teacher. And when teacher said so to Selvam, that you sit quietly, he looked toward Raghu in an apologetic way. Apologetic way means feeling sorry for Raghu, as he couldn't help him in entering the class quietly without catching the attention of teacher. So now teacher speaks. Raghu entered. Spare Selvam his useless efforts to distract me. So teacher allows Raghu to enter the class and says, you come inside, and you don't give him any chance to make useful efforts for diverting my attention, as he is not able to do this. I understand him very well. What? She didn't have X-ray vision, did she? Now whose statement is this? It's Selvam. Selvam says, what? What is this? How did she understand me? How come she know what I wanted to do? Is she having any X-ray vision? So he is surprised as how teacher has understood so nicely what he wanted to do, what he wanted to perform. So he is surprised, he is astonished, and he said quietly. So this was zero period. In zero period, he tries to divert the attention of teacher by speaking something like blibbering humdingers, and teacher scolded him. So this is what happened with Selvam in the zero period. Now we are moving to next period, which is maths period. Let us read what happens in maths period. Maths teacher comes and says, so if 1 divided by 4 is 0.25, what is 1 divided by 8? The teacher is asking. Selvam quit bobbling up and down like a yo-yo. Now maths teacher once again speaks to Selvam that Selvam, stop behaving like a yo-yo and sit quietly. Don't jump. Don't do like standing and sitting down. Don't stop such kind of activities in the class, and don't behave like a yo-yo and sit quietly. And teacher asked Renuka, another girl. Renuka answers, 0.5, miss. Then teacher asks, how did you get that, Renuka? Let us see what Renuka speaks. Renuka says, well, 4 multiplied by 2 is equal to 8. So 1 divided by 8 must be... Renuka's voice slowly stopped, seeing the look on the teacher's face. Now Renuka is trying to make a guess. She is not assured of her answer. She is just making a guess. She speaks, she answers, well, if we multiply 4 by 2, it gives us 8. So I suppose 1 divided by 8 must be this. But when teacher looked toward Renuka, her voice slowly stopped. Okay, she got quiet because she was not sure. She was not confident about her answer. Oof! Didn't these stupidos know the difference between integers and fractions? Now who is thinking this? Can you guess? Yes, this is Selvam. Now Selvam is speaking this line about Renuka. He is calling he is calling her stupid, and he speaks in his mind only. He doesn't utter the words. He just thinks, oh, this stupid girl, she doesn't understand the difference between integers and fractions. And what is this estupidos? His fluency in Spanish astounded him. Okay, like he speaks, it is a Spanish word, estupidos, it means stupid. So he was astounded from his own fluency in Spanish. Now teacher speaks, Salvam, stop calling people names in your head. Now, was this one a mind reader? Now again Salvam is totally puzzled and confused, as he hasn't spoken anything, but by looking toward his face the teacher understood. The teacher said to him that, Salvam, stop calling people names in your head, in your mind. Okay, don't think anything wrong. Don't call people from other names in your mind. Stop doing such kind of things. And when he heard, he is puzzled. He is thinking, is teacher a mind reader? How can she read my mind? How can she understand what I have said about Renuka? So this was all what happened in maths period. In zero period, what happened? He was saying that, look through the window, teacher. It is blibbering humdingers. In maths period, he tries to he's calling Renuka a stupid girl in his own mind, and teacher gets it. Teacher understands it. So this was how he was scolded by teacher in 2 periods continuously. Now third period has started. This is geography period. Let us see what happens. He sighed loudly. When geography period started, he sighed loudly. He took a deep breath. Selvam, have you completed the map activity? Now teacher is asking, Selvam, have you done with your map activity? You have completed that? I need to sharpen my pencil, miss. He makes an excuse that, teacher, I need to sharpen my pencil first. Okay, but don't spill the shavings around the waste basket like last time. Now teacher scolded him once again and said that, don't spill the waste here and there near the dustbin, near the waste basket like you did last time. I didn't do that, miss. I know Raghu pushed you, the basket fell over, and you were totally blameless. So when when Selvam said that, teacher, I didn't do that time, then teacher said, I know it was Raghu who pushed you, and the dustbin fell over, the basket fell over, and you were totally blameless. You were not at fault. You were totally innocent that time. You didn't do anything wrong. Yes, that's what you want to say? Selvam was flummoxed. He was totally perplexed, confused. How did she recall the playful scuffle from the last week? And he's again thinking, how can my teacher remember this unnecessary, this unimportant incident which happened last time in the geography period? Her mind is so sharp, she can remember even the small incidents for such a long time. He's very much confused and puzzled once again in geography period also. Then comes the next period. This is physical education, teacher. Selvam flexed his muscles. So Selvam is like Selvam loves muscular body, and he's flexing his muscles. Oh, Raghu was 2 inches shorter and weighed less than Selvam. He is comparing himself with Raghu, saying that he is 2 inches shorter than me, and his weight is less than me. How could he have bigger muscles than Selvam? Then he can't have Raghu can't have bigger muscles than Selvam, because he is shorter in height and his weight is also less than Selvam. Selvam instinctively rubbed the sore spot on his thigh. The meaning of instinctively is without thinking. Means he did it at once without thinking. He instinctively rubbed the sore spot on his thigh. He's rubbing his thigh, the sore spot, the wound he had on his thigh, he's rubbing it. Selvam, why are you standing there, daydreaming? Now physical education teacher speaks. He asks Selvam, why are you standing there? You are looking in the daydreaming posture. What are you thinking about? Mr. Senthil cuffed him around the ears. The teacher caught him from his ear. You can be Mr. Madras when you have scored some runs for your team. And the teacher said that if you are thinking that you are somebody like Mr. Madras, then let me tell you clearly that you can be something like him only when you score some good runs for your team. Okay, man, how could he know about my dream to be Mr. Madras? Now again Selvam is puzzled, he's confused. Physical education teacher also understood, also got the idea what Selvam is thinking about. Selvam is thinking about himself. He is in daydreaming. He is comparing himself to Mr. Madras, a very good cricketer, might be a player. And the teacher says that don't compare yourself, don't assume yourself to be somebody like him, as you can do it only when you get more runs for your team. So this was what happened with him in fourth period after geography period. Now comes English period. Now the English teacher is asking, what does table mean in geography, in statistics, in civics and interior decoration? The teacher asked that there is a simple word table. It has meaning in different contexts. It has different meaning in different contexts. Like in geography, in statistics, in civics, in interior decoration, the meaning gets changed. How does it come? How the meaning gets changing? As per the subjects, as per the different situation, how does it happen? Selvam's hands itched to pull out his smartphone. Selvam doesn't know the answer, but he is trying to know the answer. How? He wants to use his smartphone. He has his smartphone in his pocket and he wants to use it to give answer to the question, to give this smart answer to the question. Selvam, don't even think about using your phone to consult an online thesaurus. Don't make me take it from you like last month. Now teacher, before even Selvam can try to take out his smartphone, the teacher warns him, don't ever you try to do this. Otherwise, I have to snatch it from you like I did last month. Okay? Don't try to be over smart. You think that you can Google out the meaning of this word from your smartphone, but don't ever do this, and don't even you think about this. You can't use smartphone in the class. So now he is completely flummoxed. He's completely astounded when he heard something like this from the mouth of English teacher, and he's thinking like, did she have a crystal ball? Like she has assumed what I'm going to do. She has assumed the future. So is she having a crystal ball? She is able to predict so accurately. What kind of powers my teachers are having? What kind of supernatural powers are my teachers are having? So he is again confused in English period also. Now let us see Hindi period. What happens to him in the Hindi period? Selvam squirmed in his seat. Means he is sitting in a way as if he is not feeling comfortable and is moving here and there in his seat, causing the pages on his table to slide off and scatter on the floor. And by doing this, he scattered off the pages on the floor. He threw the pages. The pages slid off from his table and they scattered on the floor as he was moving here and there, sitting on the table, sitting on his seat. Selvam, are you trying to cause a distraction again? Now Hindi teacher speaks. Again you are trying to divert my attention, Selvam? Raghu is already in the class and doesn't need your help now. Hindi teacher says that Raghu is sitting in class only and he doesn't need any help from you. And so you also sit quietly and doesn't behave like this. Sit in a proper manner in the class. Selvam froze completely. Did she know everything that happened in school? Now he's thinking like whatever happened in the previous classes, she knows everything. But how does she know? How does she know that what has happened in the previous periods, in the earlier classes? He's again confused. Now this is the last period. This is the end of the school. Let us see what happens. Teachers, they are all knowing, have memories like elephants, have eyes at the back of their heads. Now Salvam is thinking about this. He's thinking like, my teachers, they have very sharp memories, they have keen eyes, they have eyes at the back of their heads, and they have memories like elephants. They remember very small incidents, very unimportant incidents from the from past time. They know everything. They know me very well. They understand. Even before I say anything, they can predict it very nicely, very accurately. Now he would have to go home to a mother who was all teachers rolled into one, and there was no respite for a boy. So now he's thinking that, like he will be going to home now, and at home he has his mother. In his mother, all the teachers are together, are all his mother is the image of all the teacher, like the smartness of all the teachers get together in his mother. So she will assume him, she understands him even more nicely. Okay, and there is no respite, no moment of rest, no relief for a boy like Salvam. So this is what, now you understood, out of a frying pan into the fire. In the school he was in frying pan, and now at home he's going to fall into the fire itself. Like the mother knows, even mother knows him better than his teacher. She knows him, in fact, in the best way. What can he do? What can he think? Sadly, Salvam kicked a pebble and watched in horror as it soared straight onto the principal's car window. And as Salvam was not feeling good at that point of time, so he just kicked a pebble. And what happened to him? This was the last horrible moment which took place with him. This pebble went straight away to the window pane of principal's car, of his principal's car, as it he kicked a pebble, and he watched in horror as it soared onto the principal's car window. So this was all about the chapter. I hope you understood the chapter very nicely. The chapter contains only that kind of normal things, that kind of something we can say strange things, which sometimes somewhere happens to us also. So that was all about this story. Thank you, children, and have a nice day.